gotta time this just right. He's like... Ready? Okay, there we go. I'm changing that, it's too distracting. Big? Okay, alright, there we go. Alright, everything is right with the world. Except, it isn't, because Nintendo did me dirty. So they remade this, and this. What the fuck? Yeah, I like Mario, so what, you know? And, you know, I like Mario RPGs. So I got these games, right? Grew up with this one, love it a lot. Grew to appreciate it more over the years. I talked about it a little bit in my last video, but my god, what a fucking jam-packed little game this was. Enjoyed the sequel even more. I think I actually, as a kid, I actually beat the sequel before I beat Superstar Saga. To ignore the color printer error marks, I was desperate for a copy. This one, also really good. Fan favorite. And then they did this. I played Dream Team and didn't like it because I thought it was kind of like a rehashed version of this. Like they just kind of recycled the same ideas. Did not play Paper Jam. I kind of like this. I think a lot of people agree that the sub game wasn't very good. I tried to gaslight myself into thinking that it was actually kind of decent. But it wasn't. The quality of life features were really good. Some things I didn't like. That actually, maybe I just got that baby brain again, you know. But the super moves, or what they used to call the advanced moves, the advanced commands in the original you can do infinitely, and the timing was a little more precise, but I didn't like when the super moves became easier. And also they changed some of the other ones, like Fire Bros is different. I don't know. I didn't really like that very much. I mean, it's inoffensive and not the fault of the game itself, but the fact that you have NSO to play the original on, you have the Game Boy Player, with the GameCube, if you can even still get your hands on it, to play it on the big screen. That's kind of my spiel about Superstar Saga, or, you know, Superstar Saga right now, but that's not, fuck, this is what happens when you have ADHD. So, they remade this, and then they did the same thing with Bowser's Inside Story. They skipped this one. Why'd they do that? Why'd they skip this one? This one was actually my childhood favorite before I got older and realized I think Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story are just better quality games overall. But I don't know why. Partners in Time I just really like. Maybe I just like the idea of controlling more characters, even though Bowser is definitely more fun to play as than Baby Mario or Baby Luigi, or even Luigi. One thing a lot of people hated was the inflated HP, because in the North American release, they bumped up the health of certain enemies and most of the bosses. And as a kid, I definitely thought it was hard. I didn't know that there was a difference. But then when I learned about that as a teenager, I honestly thought that it wasn't that big a deal, and it made the bosses, made them, everyone says that, it just made them more tedious, because once you learn the patterns, you just want the fight to be over, which is fair. I get it. But I don't know, it gave kind of it made the bosses a little more threatening, to me anyway, and I guess I confuse tedium with challenge, and it's whatever. It doesn't make it Dark Souls or anything. It just made made the fights a little longer. I didn't mind. I kind of liked it. An excuse to do more of the special attacks. They stimulate my fucking baby brain, pressing the right buttons in the right order. That's a reason why I love the advanced moves in Superstar Saga. It's very obvious why they did what they did. They had to do Superstar Saga first, right? It's the first one. They had to do it first. But then they realized after Superstar Saga did not sell well, it was still in 2017 when the Switch kicked off. Nobody was playing the 3DS. This is all old news, right? This is all old news. AlphaDream went bankrupt after this, and then they panicked and they went ahead and they tried to, because they knew that Bowser's Inside Story, because it's the highest selling game in the Mario and Luigi series, they knew that was their only shot. They were desperate. and then they skipped over Partners in Time, which, you know, I can't blame them. You know, they made 2 games on a dying console. If they made it on the Switch, it would have been a completely different story, and maybe we would have gotten a remake of this. It made me really sad, because I feel like Partners in Time is really underappreciated. I've heard that the Bowser's Inside Story remake was just literally they repackaged another Bowser's Minions sub game, and it just wasn't at all worth it. Like, the original is just like is not only fine but also better in some instances. A lot of people were complaining about the new songs just being poor versions of the originals, and the soundtrack. You can't fuck with the Mario Luigi game soundtrack. You just can't. That's fucking Partners in Time deserves more, man. Like, I know it's because it wasn't the most popular, but it's like me. It's like getting picked last in gym. Like, why did you do it? This is why AlphaDream failed. Okay, that's why. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like them skipping Partners in Time didn't completely bankrupt the company. It had nothing to do with the fact that they released 2 remakes on a dying console.